Howdy, y'all. So I got to check out Romancing Saga, Minstrel Song, Remastered, International Edition version. Yeah, this is kind of a re-release of a new re-release of the old Romancing Saga, which is a, running long JRPG sort of series. I've never really got to experience a Romancing Saga game before, and I gotta tell you, this is a different experience where these kind of games, I'm used to kind of a story being the forefront to kind of push things along. This works out a bit differently. You are choosing from a set of characters to play, and there's a good set. There's a whole handful of characters you can choose from to start out with, and every character starts in a different place. And once you start that place, you're not really given a mission per se. You have to go and find the missions. So there is a common overall mission, is that each character does run into the Minstrel, and the Minstrel kind of gives them the overarching quest line that's kind of common throughout the characters that you play. But besides finding him, every character starts a bit different in their journey. Sometimes you'll have one character you can play that is along with another character you could have also chosen to play, and you're journeying through that together. But the way this game works, though, is that instead of quests being given to you, you have to find them. You have to talk to everybody. That's what this game says. Hey, make sure you talk to everybody, and then you pick up a small quest here or there, and then you go fill that quest. So the way this game works is that you proceed by grinding and leveling up. The further you level up, the more access to quests you might get as you keep proceeding to talk with people. So sometimes you might talk to people multiple times, and you're visiting these little towns, and then you go out to the wilderness and accomplish these little quests. So I mainly tried two different characters. One character was more of a swordsman, and I was able to pick up the Minstrel actually in my party. So you can kind of pick and choose who you want in your party at any time, which is kind of cool. You go to these ends in the town, and you see a character that's there, you can pick them up. You don't have to, it's up to you to choose that, and you can have a party of up to 4 characters. And at any time, you may come across another character in the game that you want in your party. If you want, you can switch the characters out, but once that character goes, you might see them in the future maybe, but you don't know. They're not gonna just like chill around. They have lives. They're gonna move along with their own life and be like, hey, nice working with you, time to go. A lot of what I experienced was wilderness. So when I played the first character, which was more of a swordsman, I would go out to these plains that had caves and fight these enemies. But the issue is that the enemy level scaling is a bit all over the place. It's not that all the enemies in this area are easy. I ran into enemies that were at my level and some that were way beyond that would kill me in one hit. So I had to kind of plan and memorize out where to go and not to go, but it also would hinder me back on completing certain quests. So I was able to go through one cave and kind of maneuver around. And once you're in the areas too, you have the option to unlock maps by finding them or talking to characters. You're not given the maps right away for each, let's say, cave dungeon area. You have to kind of find them. This game makes you work for everything. Even with weapons and getting gold, there are shops around. There's also ways to improve your weapons and the durability, and you have to repair them as well because they will break on you no matter how many times you use it. You'll be in the middle of a fight, weapon breaks, you have to resort to martial arts. And martial arts is the one thing all the characters kind of have as like a fail-safe to be able to fight in battle. But you kind of want to use that as a last resort unless you're building a character specifically for that. And so my character was a swordsman. I was going around using it. I found this other better sword, and it was like, oh, the more you use a sword, the better, and more things you might unlock with it. And I started using that. But the game is tough, and it got to a point to where no matter where I was going, I felt like I was dying. The second character I played, there was a different start. I had actually multiple towns I could visit before I started on my journey to build up. The only issue was I didn't know where the journey was gonna take me and what the enemies were like, so I was kind of guessing on what I needed, and then I could venture forth. But partway through, where I was supposed to go, things happened and I end up somewhere else unexpected, and I'm in this whole new area. And this area as well had a similar kind of vibe to it. There was a little open area, but this was all snow-based, and then these caves, and my goal was to go on these caves and kill all these monsters. And I proceeded to go through and knock out one of them or so, but again, this game is really tough. Even with the level grinding, it's like constantly having to level grind and then double back and repair your weapon and double back some more. There is no fast travel, so you are walking back, and the enemies do respawn too. So you're having to go through those enemies kind of over again. Almost in a way felt like a Souls game in that sense. And through that, I kept trying and trying. I still kind of got stuck after a certain point. Now, there's other characters I could try out to see if I could get further with. I did appreciate the variety and scene and environment. And again, it is all one world. So eventually I'd imagine for most of the characters that you pick, you would be able to visit kind of every area at some point. Again, there is an end goal that is shared. So when I played the second character, I found the Minstrel again, but there wasn't an option to get him into my party, unlike with the first character. So it was interesting in that sense. Besides the abilities you have, like the second character was kind of more proficient with like magic and like healing as a priority. So every character you choose has a speciality, and it gives you the stats on like what their speciality is. And then from there, if you want to add more abilities, you can. It does give you the option to switch classes too, if you wanted. So you can change classes partway through, but stuff you have to learn. You have to learn the ability to even climb or jump, and there's different leveling to that. Again, this game doesn't like really give you anything. You have to earn everything you do, from fighting to movement, the class, to upgrading your abilities and your weapons. I mean, this is like a full commitment sort of experience. So for me, it was kind of tough, and I'm not sure if it's an experience that I would really actually fully enjoy going through, but I can see the right type of person who really wants to dedicate the time and really delve into this world, be really into this game. Now, I'm curious to try out other games in the series. I did play the demo of the 2 remake, and I did seem to like that bit more. It reminded me of other current JRPGs, so I am going to try that out as well. But as far as this one goes, I was glad to experience it. I did appreciate that they kept like the original look to it. Even though it is sort of a remaster, it does look like an older game from an older generation. And even the cutscenes, like they have old school cutscenes to it, which I thought was really cool that they had that still in there. To witness that, listen to music, it really brought the vibe to it, and even like the way the characters looked had a unique look and art style to it, so I'm glad they kept that the same. But yeah, even on an easier difficulty, they added like certain features where you can change like the speed that the character moves and stuff like that, so there's little enhancements there that you can turn on or off at your leisure. It's up to you. It gives you a lot of good options that way to tailor the experience if you want it in its pure form of how it originally was, or beefed up a little bit to kind of either help you out or just give you a more enhanced experience. So I would say if you're looking to try the series out, this might be a good intro to it, although I feel like other games in the series won't be reflective of what this experience is. It is a tough one to get into. I wouldn't recommend it as a first-time RPG experience. Definitely make sure to keep an eye out on this one, especially with this international edition. It's added a lot more languages as well, so a variety of people can play it.